All right, so I'm just started recording because I forgot to do that, obviously. So hello again. My name is Tiffany Claunch if you're just tuned into this video. I am going to go over with how I launched quickly a year ago, and then Alison Jackson is going to talk about her daily method of operation, or what in the heck do I do on a daily basis. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started, and I just want to talk about how I created, got to the top of the comp plan on the sales side within my first full month. So we'll go ahead and talk about that. Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing when I got started. I didn't know anything about weight loss or the health industry, none of that. I had been in makeup, so Allison had as well, and we had no idea what we were doing. And so I just jumped right in as far as learning what the lean body sculpting system was. And so all I did was watch a quick video about it, and I was like, okay, so ATM, and then I watched a video about ATM, which John Melton has in his group. So I started doing that process. Like, I started reaching out to people because I wasn't launching like full force, because I had to decide, I had to make a decision whether I was going to leave the company I was currently with or I was going to stay there. And so what I went ahead and did is I messaged all of my really strong people that were with me, that I could trust, that were my friends. And I really didn't do that a lot that were on my team. I really didn't dig down in my team just because I didn't feel comfortable doing that unless they were like a really, really close friend to me or someone that I personally brought in. So I did not dig down for my team. I actually, the first people that I brought in were people that weren't even in my organization at all. So I just basically reached out to people about the products first and then seeing where the conversation led. So for a lot of people, it led to, you know, I am broke, I really can't afford that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to teach you how to get it for free. So then that's how I got started. Like, the first people that I brought in were not even in any type of network marketing, really. And so, I built my business behind the scenes in that way. But really, what I really focused on was my customer pod, because you can make a lot of money building a really strong customer pod. You can, hit the top ranks fairly quickly if you're really hitting it hard. And you can bring in you can bring in a full-time income on just getting to the top of the comp plan on the sales side. And so that's what I went after. I was like, I want that 36%. I'm going to hit that hard. I'm going to go after it, and I'm just going to sell. And so what I did is I reached out to my current clients that were already buying product from me, and I messaged them and said, hey, I'm making a change, and I just wanted to let you know as a courtesy that I will no longer be offering this product, and I am actually having to make a change for my health and wellness, and it's just where my journey has led me. And so that's all that I said. And then usually they would come back with either, I need this before you go, or I want to know what you're doing, or both. So, either way, that led to a sale. So, which was really nice for me at the time, because I was trying to get rid of inventory and also trying to make that transition. So that is what I did. I hit bronze, I think, within my first 5 days. And had not come out public with it. So it's very, very possible to do that, build behind the scenes. But then once I was 2 weeks in, and then I decided to do my launch video because I saw results. I went ahead and resigned. And so I went at it full force at that point. I did a launch video, live launch, and I think I did that on the 16th of last year. So that's when I officially was like all in, okay, because I saw these results and I was like, heck, I've got to share this. Like, I can't keep it to myself any longer. And so what I did is I just went really fast. Success does love speed. We've heard that a bazillion times. It's really true. Okay. So I just, did that live launch. I messaged people. I also decided at the time I was going to create a group. I created a keto group because I do the keto diet, and I felt very strongly about that, and I still do. And so we've grown almost to 1,000 people within a year organically. I'm very, very proud of that group. But I started that at the same exact time. So I was sharing curiosity posts. I went into the M Life Nation and seeing what kind of posts that people did. I didn't even do a spoon post, I don't think. I think I just did my launch video And then, like, I don't even think I've ever done a spoon post on my wall, which is crazy. Maybe I'll do that sometime. So, you know, I just started doing the ATM process. I did a curiosity post of like holding the spoon or something like that, but I've never done like the one with the trim on the spoon just by itself. So I really do think it helps when you do add your personality and your flair into the photos instead of just being like spammy and photoshoppy and using, you know, other people's photos. I really do think it helps to include your face and your excitement. And so that's what I did, is I added a lot of my excitement into everything, which I think is super important. Excitement does sell. It really does. Okay. So I quickly started adding people to the ATM groups, but I got blocked from doing that because I was like really like, I was working really hard at it. I wanted to get there. Like I needed that income. I was broke. I had to create this income. And so I was like, holy cow, like I'm not letting Facebook stop me just because they're not letting me add people to these groups. So I came up with this system that I do. I actually ATM backwards, okay, because I got blocked from adding the groups. And so I was like, I'm not going to let this happen to me again. And so I actually went into the Modere Healthy Living community and screenshotted some photos that I thought were very powerful as far as testimonials go, and I saved them to my phone. And so now I have, which I'm happy to share with you, that I call it my $1 million scripts, because that's going to get me to $1 million one day. Maybe everybody else too. Let's go, guys. That's what I named it. And what I do is I ask people if I can send over some testimonials. That's the first thing I ask them. Okay, send them over those testimonials, because of course they always say yes. And I also send my own now that I have my own testimonial, you know. And even if you're a week in on the product, you have some kind of testimonial of how it's made you feel. So you can also share that as well. And if you're not, Modere Healthy Living community, go get them, guys. So you share those photos, and then the whole, like I have everything typed out as far as the script goes. But then I go and I tell them what, you know, they're like, wow, this is amazing or whatever. And you're like, would you like to know how it works? And that's all I'll say. And then they always say yes. I explain it. And at that point, they're either like, how much is this? Or I want to buy it. So either way, you know, you're either going to have an objection about the price. And at that point, you ask them to do a referral post, or if they're interested in the business, depending on what you see. You know, I always try to fill out the situation. I go to their page and I'll check them out. You know, we actually get to be pretty picky about who we work with here, because, you know, we don't just want to bring in people that want to just rob us with the kits, you know, kidnappers. That's what they call it. We don't do that ever, because that's not how we become successful here. We don't need to have kidnappers. We don't offer any kind of discount or perk for someone to sign up. They literally get their product, which, you know, a lot of us know this, but they literally get their product free because they earn it. And so that is very nice, because we're actually bringing in business builders when we bring in people. We're looking for more quality versus quantity, which I love. So I don't feel like I have to be pressured to bring in so many, like a big number of people to be successful here, because that's just not how it works. So basically that's it, guys. That's what I did, is I ATM'd my face off backwards. Okay. And I created this document to help you guys as well. And so I'm happy to send that to anyone that needs it, or to post it in Modere Fire, although I think it's already there. It's definitely in Life Nation, and you can also search my name in that group, and you can see any trainings that I've done in there. If you're interested in learning more about my methods, it's all there. I did a short video that's very condensed about how I do my ATMing. But I'm happy to share that with you guys. Just let me know. But I do want to kick it over to Allison, because I do think that trainings are very important, but I do think it's important to keep them short, sweet, and to the point, because we need to be spending our time on income producing activities. Like, you really should be spending most of your time working versus doing a bunch of training, because this business, guys, is really, really simple. Very simple. So, Allison, I'm going to go ahead and let you start sharing what you do on a daily basis in a condensed version, and then we'll wrap it up.
Hey everybody! So those that don't know me, I'm Alison Jackson. And so yeah, I wanted to share real quick of like the top things that I always do or try to do. We always have life, right? Life happens. But on a most consistent basis, I do these things, and now I've totally like lost my, here it is. So this is a daily check sheet that you can use. You can get you a piece of paper and pen if you want, write these things down. So I know we have a lot of new ones on our team, so that's especially why I wanted to share this tonight. So super important, if you have not utilized Facebook stories, to utilize Facebook stories and keep your Facebook stories going on a daily basis. So I usually try to keep 10 things in my Facebook stories. You don't have to post all 10 things at the same time. You can post them throughout the day, but I try to keep minimum of 10 things in my Facebook story. So it might be things throughout the day, and some people are like, well, how do you share 10 things? Well, it could be of your breakfast, like snap a picture, like this is your breakfast, something that your kids do that's funny, something that you're doing. Maybe you found a cute shirt at a store, but then you want to add in the testimonials. You want to add in the before and after pictures, and always include a poll in your stories. Every day you need to have a poll in your stories. So polls that I have found that are really good is, of course, the before and afters, and ask them if they want to know what they're using. And I never give them the option of no. Okay, so it's usually yes or send me a message. Like that's the two answers, never a no answer, because we don't want to know a no, right? So I don't want nobody voting because I don't want to know their no. Another one is the other day, so I posted that, we have the sale on some of the clean living products, and a lot of our clean living products are already cheap, especially if they're new customers. Some of them they can get for free. So posting your stories, like I did one that had like a collage of some of the clean living products, and asked them, like, would you be interested, like these products are $9, less than $9, or these products are less than $10. Like, would you like to know more information? Yes, or send me info. And I've had several vote on that. So keeping your stories every day, always post in your stories. That is a daily checklist. Keep a poll in your story every day. Doing a Facebook Live daily does help a ton, okay? And I know we all on here struggle with the daily lives, but I am really trying to do better. So if you can go live, the most often you can go live, the better your results are going to be. I mean, that's just the honest truth of it. Me and Tiffany used to do lives really, really a lot when we did makeup. And, over here it's kind of been a little bit easier, and we've not done as many lives, but I'm really trying to get back to showing up daily, just something simple that I know something about. It might be I was a vet tech, and so I know some tricks about that, or, anything. If you're doing self-development, there you go. There's lives, unbelievable, nonstop if you're doing self-development. That is another thing, self-development. I used to roll my eyes at the self-development a lot because I was like, self-development, like for real? I don't like to read books, okay? But it really is crucial. When I started implementing daily self-development of reading a book, you might only get 20 minutes of reading a self-development book. And some people are like, well, I don't have time. Well, how much time do you spend in your car listening to your radio? How much time do you spend, watching TV? How much time do you spend cooking? Like I'll do it when I'm cooking. So self-development is really important and totally changed, is a game changer for me. And when I notice myself slipping on, like I'm not seeing as good of results in my business or even in my life, like I'm like, okay, I need to dig deeper into self-development. I need to do more self-development. So it is really crucial and will change you. So daily self-development. Always want to comment on people's posts. So a lot of times you want to comment in the morning on like 10 posts on your friend's Facebook page, like go and comment on them, and then do it in the afternoon. Okay. It doesn't take but a few minutes to scroll down through there, see who has posted, and comment on their post. Okay. Another one is deleting friends. you need to delete friends daily. Okay, you need to add friends. You need to add at least 5 friends to 10 friends every day, but you need to let some of your friends go, because what's happening is some of your friends are no longer active on Facebook. Some of your friends only post on Facebook like every 2-3 weeks or every month or every 6 months. You don't need those friends that are only on Facebook every 6 months, because what it's doing is it's messing up your algorithms. The people that are on Facebook aren't seeing your posts, and the people that aren't on Facebook are getting their posts on their newsfeed, but they're not seeing it because they're not on Facebook. But the people that are on Facebook all the time aren't seeing your posts because Facebook has laid out the algorithms that way. So you need to let go of friends. I know that's a hard one, but it has really helped me a lot to change up my algorithms and get seeing like different people.
And Allison, I just wanted to mention real quick, before you moved on to the next one, the ways that I would delete friends is I check my anniversaries, which are my friend anniversaries in my memories. I scroll all the way down and I'll go look each day at this. I'll either send them a message or I will unfriend them. Okay? So if they're active, I'll send them a message. If not, I'll unfriend. And I also do this with my birthdays. So, and some people I found that have multiple accounts that are taking up space on my friends list, and they have multiple accounts, and I needed to get rid of some of them. So I have to sift through that every day.
Right.
Go ahead.
Another big one for me is the birthdays, like Tiffany said. So doing birthdays daily, okay? So there's 2 different ways that I like to do birthdays. I've learned a new one, and then there was one that it clicked in my head. So when you send a birthday, you don't want to be like everybody else on Facebook, right? You kind of want to stand out. So when I send birthdays now, I have got the Jib Jab app, and it puts like your head on this cute little thing, You want to make your happy birthdays very unique and make them laugh or make them remember you, okay? So I have used the Jib Jab app, or I have done a voice message, and my voice message is usually, like, happy birthday, girl. I hope that you are having a wonderful birthday. I hope that you're surrounded by all those that love you and they're celebrating your day. Go and do something kind, go and, splurge on yourself today. That's usually my message. Like, I don't want it to be the plain old happy birthday, woo, because that's not, like, they get 52 million of those all day long from all of their other Facebook friends. So you want to stand out. Like, you want to go the extra mile and not be like everybody else on Facebook just because they realized it was their birthday. Another one is, and I like this one, so I'm starting to do it, is actually, like, you can go to your birthdays and you can see whose birthday is today, but you can actually see whose birthday was yesterday. So maybe you don't say happy birthday to the ones that you've seen yesterday, and so then you send a message and be like, happy late birthday. Like, I figured you were super busy on your birthday with all those birthday messages, so I figured you were doing something important besides checking all your messages. So I just want to hop in here and see what you did for your birthday. Okay? Bam. Like, see what you did for your birthday. What did you do fun for your birthday? Always end in a question, and it adds into a message. Like, oh yeah, I really, I had a blast on my birthday. These people took me out to eat. You see what I'm saying? So it leads you into a question, plus you're unique because you didn't send it on their birthday. You sent it the day late. So you can be like, hey, happy day late birthday. How are you doing? I figured you were super busy on your birthday doing something, super spectacular. What did you do for your birthday? And then it leads into a conversation, right? So birthdays are super important. So always do those daily. Another thing is you want to post every day. Now, I'm not saying be Spamela Pamela, but you want to post at least one time a day. Okay? If you're doing lives daily, then you're going to post one time a day and you're going to go live one time a day. And I usually tell people only post in the mornings. Okay? If you can post by like 8 or 9. And then you're going to post at nighttime about 8 or 9. If you have to absolutely post more than that, then you can post like at noon. But every time that you post on Facebook, the post before gets less action. Okay, so the more you post, the less action your post gets. That's how Facebook Facebook has it set up so you get less views on your posts. So the more you're posting, they're just not going to see it. Add value, value, value every time you post. Let people get to know you, share your story. Sometimes it's hard for people to open up on Facebook, but we have to realize that you're meeting people all over the world. You're meeting all kinds of new people, and those new people don't know you. So the likelihood of them really making a purchase off of you and making a connection with you is little. If they get to know you and they know, hey, she's a mom of 3, and like I've got to see her kids on a live, and like I have people all the time, they're like, when you go live, like I just feel like I know you, like you're just my type of person. Okay, but they wouldn't get that vibe if they hadn't seen me live, or if they hadn't followed my story and gotten to know me on my Facebook page, because I share all of that. So super important to share you on your Facebook. Okay, doesn't have to be a big elaborate story, but something about you, your journey, anything that you struggle with in life. All those make really good posts. So comment, stories, birthdays, post every day. You got to show up every day, because if you don't show up one day, or if you don't, you go to not showing up one day, well then it's like, okay, well I don't feel like showing up again. So that's 2 days. And then people just they're not interested. Okay. And you've got to keep sharing different things every day. Like you can't share the same, oh, it's a spoon a day every day. You have to figure out different posts, all the time. Like we're always coming up with creative ideas. And M Life Nation has endless spoon posts to give you lots of ideas of those so that you can switch it up and make it different. But adding in, sometimes I share a quote. And I'll tell you my theory on sharing a quote. I share a quote once or twice a week, sometimes more, but I'll share a quote in the morning, and it's usually something I found on Pinterest, or maybe I found it on Facebook. But I save the image and share it on my own page. Why do I do that? Because a lot of my quotes get shared by other people. And when they share it, they share me. They share my page. They share it to their wall. So what does that do? I'm not friends with those people that they shared it onto their Facebook, and they have different friends than me. And then those people are going to click on my name to go and figure out who I am, right? They're going to be nosy. So I like sharing quotes every now and then, not on a regular basis, but every now and then, because people share my quotes when it touches whatever they're feeling today. Maybe it touches somebody. They share it to their page, but they're sharing my page. They're sharing my Facebook page. So then their friends see my Facebook page. So I think quotes are really awesome to share every now and then. And then making sure that you do follow-ups. So that's a big one. Daily, go and check. You can type in Lean Body Sculpting System if that's what you normally say to people when you're talking to them about the system, and go through those messages and follow up with them. When someone shares your post, do you comment on them and say thanks for sharing? Usually I don't. I didn't catch all that. Hold on. No, usually I don't. Maybe I should, but usually I don't. I just kind of let it go. Sometimes I might go and like do the little love button, but I'd never really comment on it. Other people might comment, and then I'll kind of like be nosy myself, and I want to see how many likes that they got for sharing my post, right? But you could probably leave a comment on there, thanks for sharing, glad that you loved it. But I usually don't. Yeah, so I thought it was super effective doing the quotes, and because people share it, and that's how you expand. Like that's how you draw people to you. Like once you become an influencer and on Facebook, and you're sharing stuff with people, and they start sharing your stuff with their people, then their people start following you. So I thought that was really nice. I don't like if I see a quote on another Facebook page, then I don't share their page to my page. I save the quote and I share it on my page, because they got like 5,200 likes and shares on that comment on that quote. So I'm going to share it to my page, and I'm going to get me some shares, and I'm going to expand that way, right? So that's kind of how I think of things. Yeah, so that's, and then doing follow-ups. Like if you can do them daily, it's really super important. You know, that's where sometimes we all kind of struggle, especially when I first joined in. It was kind of like cray cray because I had so many messages and I was trying to keep up with everybody. So making sure that when you're starting off with a bang, like you do the follow-ups, you know, send them messages. Hey girl, were you able to look inside that the Modere Healthy Living group? What did you think of those testimonies? Do you need some more info? That's usually a really good question to ask, because studies will show you that people don't purchase right then. Even though they've seen some info, they still want more info. So that's really always a good question to ask. I used to ask, do you have any questions? But in my opinion, I didn't get a whole lot of like, a lot of them would be like, no, I don't. So what I started asking was, do you need some more info? Would you like me to send you a short video about the Lean Body Sculpting System? Even though it's in the Modere Healthy Living group, people sometimes don't search or look for that. Like they look in the post that you tagged them in, and then they're done. So I'll be like, hey, would you like to see a short video that explains it a little bit more? Would you like more info? Those are really good questions to follow up with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, just repeat it every day.
Yep. And that's the part that a lot of us don't like do, is we do it for a few days, we have results, and then we stop doing it. And consistency is key.
Yep.
So keep doing the things. This is a very simple business. Yes, it can get boring that you're doing the same things over and over again, but don't we love that it's simple and that we know what to do? I do. Yeah, it can be very repetitive, but that's what it has to be. That's the same things that's going to get you to team leader are the same things that's going to get you to Elite 3. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I've been using John Milton.
She's been using the voice message, and sometimes voice message does good for people. I don't utilize voice message as much. It's all kind of personal preference. I've started kind of leaning towards a little bit of voice messages once I get that initial message conversation going. What the heck was that? But I don't do it on a regular basis. But you know, if you're seeing great results, you know, stick with it. Like, you know, people can kind of connect with your voice more than they can a message, and some people can misunderstand a message really easily, and take the tones totally different. Like, we've all learned this in our adult lives, even just texting our better half, right? Like, why didn't you pick up the old paper? You know, so voice messages it's really a nice function to have. I kind of sometimes get aggravated because it's a minute limit, and sometimes I want to say more than a minute limit. And then I had something else I was going to say. Oh, and you know, even though it is the same repetitive thing, like you're sending the same message every time somebody inquires, you're adding them to the same group, even though it's repetitive, like it's a whole lot of fun, right? Because it's easy, like it's pretty much, you know, the same stuff. And so it makes it enjoyable because it's not, you know, not so stressful. Like, oh my gosh, you're not sitting here going, am I saying the wrong thing? Like, am I screwing this up because I'm saying the wrong thing? Like, what am I doing? Like, we overthink it sometimes when we're in this business, but this company has made it super simple because you use the same words and the same method over and over, and it gets results, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, another thing is following leaders. All right. You want to surround yourself with leaders. Follow, don't add friends that are in Modere. Okay. That's my biggest tip also to newbies is don't add friends that are in Modere. And people look at me sometimes and they're like, what? You don't want to be my friend? Listen, I want to be your friend, and I love every single person in Modere. And when we go to convention, I'm going to hang with you. I'm going to have a drink with you. I'm going to love on you. But when we're on Facebook, I don't want to see your news feed all the time, okay? Because what's important to me is getting to know my Facebook friends that are potential customers or potential business builders. I don't want my news feed to be full of you people that are showing up every day. You know what I'm saying? So you want to see all your friends. And when you get people in Modere that are your friends on Facebook, you start seeing their stuff because they're showing up every single day. And Facebook realizes that they're starting to get a big following. So they think that you need to see it. Well, what does that do? That boots off some of your Facebook friends that are just, potential customers. You don't see their newsfeed because you're seeing other people in Modere's newsfeed, right? So I think that's a really biggie. So if you all haven't really thought about that, I learned that way back when me and Tiffany were in another company. There was a training done by someone, and they brought that up, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm so guilty of, like, when I joined a company, I was like, oh, I want to be their friend. I want to be their friend. I want to be their friend. But then it's so true because all we see is those people's stuff and not our Facebook friends that we want to get to know. So go and follow leaders. Like, I go and check out Bryn Lang's page a lot. I go check out John Melton's. I go check out, Tiffany's periodic. Like, I'll go and check out hers, which we're friends. But, I mean, you don't have to send a friend request. You can see all of the stuff that we post because our pages are completely public. So you don't have to have us as friends. You can still go and check out our page, leave us a comment, and we can still go to your page and leave you a comment as long as your stuff is fully public, right?
Yeah.
So
everybody's stuff should be public too, because if you want people to share you, like Alison was talking about with the quotes and stuff, and you want people to share your live videos, which I most certainly do when I'm live, like if I'm going to put out that work, I want to make sure everybody in the world can see it. If for some reason it hit a viral video, well, it needs to be public because it won't go viral if it ain't, right? So that's just another tip. Make sure you are public. Turn on your follow button too if you haven't done that yet, because if you don't want to do this whole Modere friend thing, which I think is very good, I don't like to add a bunch of people that are in Modere either. I will second that tip. Like, that's amazing. Try to stay away from that because, like she said, you want to get to know your friends and your clients and your potential social marketers. Turn on your follow button so that way your friends that are in Modere can follow you instead of friend you. Did anyone, like, I'm going to go ahead and say bye on the recording, and then we can, we have 5 minutes for questions and I can open it up. So thanks, guys.